Blue has not said a word in half an hour.
Well, I'm listening to. I'm just shocked. Bostin would never text me and tell me he was injecting.
Leo, I got to tell you guys, because I mentioned on the other podcast, Leo's going to be very upset with me.
What?
Well, I texted Armand already about it.
What?
I let him have it.
What did he do?
Leo's going to hate me for this shit.
What did you do?
Him.
I fucking IV'd a whole oxy.
Oh my God. You IV'd an oxy?
Dude, I was so lit up.
Oh, I'm looking at Armand, by the way. I'm not looking at Shar. Whoa, bro. That's something you should never do.
I crushed it up with a hammer.
And an oxy, that's better than heroin.
I got the oxy and I put it over a paper, crushed it with a hammer, put it in a cup, mixed it with 3 cc's of water, pulled it out with 3
cc's of water?
3 cc's of sink water.
Of sink. That's crazy, by the way. The audience needs to know you do that crap. Please bugger him. He can't use sink water, for God's sake.
Sink water, mixed it up, pulled it out with an 18 gauge, and then I shot it into an empty GH vial. So then I shot a cc and a half with a 23 gauge IV. And then I was talking to Dave on the phone, EPO Dave, because I was like, Dave, how do I crush this pill?
You used a 23 gauge?
To IV it because of all the particles from the pill.
Oh, oh my God, this kidney.
It would have clogged anything else, Leo.
Your kidney, it would clog your kidney, bro.
So, dude, I was so fucked up. I was about to puke, but like after, and I was like, Leo,
why didn't you text me before that?
You're wrong. I'll never do that again. You remember you were like, once you do it, I won't do it again.
Well, you better never do it.
Like 3 long paragraphs.
I didn't like it.
It's good you sent him a lot of paragraphs because
I'm like, it's all fun and games at first because I was like that. People told me, yeah, don't do that. I was like, I can't get addicted. I didn't. And then 2 years later, I'm looking in the mirror crying like, I don't even want to live. I can't get off this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good thing I don't even have a connect really for them to get them that often. But honestly, IVing them, it didn't do any more than the oral. It just fucked me up more.
It's probably because I don't want to give you. Did you throw
Makes
up
you
a lot?
sick at first.
No, yeah, I held it in. I even trained.
Oh my God, you went to train after what?
I drove and trained.
Okay, bro, listen. So like you text me about like transdermal testosterone, but you don't text me before you inject oxycodone up your veins. But you text Armand after it.
I knew you would lecture me not to, and I knew.
Man, well, I could have told you could snort it. I could just tell you some other ways around it. You don't have to do that. I could do. No, that's not what I mean. No, oh my God, no. What I mean to say is with Boston, the way I treat Boston is like, I try not to lecture you so you don't don't feel like self-conscious around me. So I always just try to give you a slightly better option. Like, because I don't know how it feels to IV oxycodone. I've tried heroin myself.
Immediately, like you just get dizzy, like oh shit, like a high.
No, but the thing is, IV heroin, look, from my friends that are heroin addicts, and I've snorted heroin before just to try it twice. And my friends told me, like, once you injected that feeling, or 2 or 3 times, that feeling that you feel is it desensitizes you to the pleasures of life, to the point where you always remember that high. And that's the fuck. So I don't want you to ever feel that. Thank God you don't seem to have felt that.
That didn't happen.
Yeah, thank God. You got away with it.
What do you think about the...
Don't do it again.
Don't do it again, bro. Never do it again.
UP.
Huh? What?
The bupafedrin, isn't it called bupafedrin?
That's to get off. That's to get off.
Yeah, no, I know, but that gets you really high too. I've tried it before.
Is he talking about like naloxone?
What's the
Subutex.
Oh, he's talking about Subutex. You know who likes Subutex, Boston?
Who?
Well, I'll tell you later.
Wait, EPO Dave.
No. There's another guy who was a YouTuber who's always on Subutex, actually. But I'll tell you about it later.
And that's the bupafedrin or whatever?
Yeah, so Subutex, it agonizes the receptor and then blocks it at the same time. So it's like
I puked the next day when I did that one.
If you do that long enough, it's like one of the worst withdrawals.
Yeah.
The Subutex as well.
I puked the next day.
Bro, generally just don't use opiates to get high. Like you can use GHB, mushroom.
Yeah, once a week I do take a half of oxy on leg day because it makes the workout enjoyable.
If you can stick with that, that's okay. But
yeah, it's okay.
That's why I was trying to find Nubane, because I would rather use Nubane instead of the oxy.
I mean, it's okay,
Nubain's
but
like
what if
extinct.
one day, like you usually use it one day a week, right? What if one day, God forbid, something really bad happens in your life on the day before or whatever, and you say, hey, maybe I could take that, it'll relieve my tension. And what if you take it and you feel a little bit better? And then next time you have that's how it happens.
There's weeks, Leo, where I don't even use it. I mean, like I go 2-3 weeks without using it sometimes, you know?
What happens is something tragic happens, like a death. Like in my instance, I had like 2 deaths, close ones in court, custody. And then I was like, I'll just do it a couple days to stay numb. Okay, just a couple more. A couple more. Then 4 years down the road and just...
Yeah.
Would one oxy, would you even fill one oxy at that point?
At that point, are you talking about are these 30 milligram Roxy's is what he's talking about?
15 meg oxys.
Oh.
I hope, a lot of those are fent too, dude. You got to be, I don't know who
Yeah.
This is prescription.
Okay, be careful because of... But hey, Armand, those ones, they can't be snorted, right? Because the brand changed it such that you can't you can't smoke it, right? Or they're still smokable?
The 30s, yeah, they still make the blue 30s, and yeah, you can still do whatever with those.
I shouldn't have mentioned that because this guy's gonna...
You can smoke them though?
No, you can't smoke them. You can't smoke them. It's not possible. But listen, please, Boston, please, let's do an intervention before you even get started. Opiates, the most dangerous thing on earth. Like, the one thing I'm lucky about, Boston, in my life, I never got addicted to opiates. But anyway, guys, I'll let you guys be for now. Blue has not said a word in half an hour.
Hey, I'm listening to, I'm just shocked. Boston would never text me and tell me he was injecting Oxycontin. He knows I would text him back immediately and
That's
say.
why I didn't text Leo either, but I texted Armand right after because I knew he's done it before.
Yeah, that's good actually to text him to make sure that you didn't hurt yourself further. But please don't.
Yeah, I was stressed out.
Seriously, bro, there's so many drugs to try. There's no reason to do opiates. Because they're
for
just
the audience, anybody that, dude, 4 or 5 years on hardcore opiates, that pain coming off is worse than any surgery pain, any chronic pain that you could ever have. It's not,
and more important, Armand, please tell them also the fact that once you go through that, you never forget how pleasurable it was. So it screws with your head all the time. Like I know heroin addicts been clean 25 years. If they see some tar somewhere on somebody, the second they see it, I gotta get out of here. It's on my head, It's the bug gets.
I'm like 7 months going. I bad dreams all the time, waking up crying, think I did it in my dreams, and and then
that's a common one. You wake up thinking you got high in the dream, right? Mm-hmm. And that can really trigger you too the next day. Yeah. So it's a mental obsession that develops, especially with heroin or injectable meth. So be careful, guys. Yeah. And Boston, the heroin is just the same thing as the thing you injected.
Really, it's the same thing?
Heroin is not less purified. They're almost the same thing. They're both agonists of the mu opioid receptor.
Oxy is stronger. Yeah, Oxy is strong.
I was about to say it's stronger, right?
Yeah, if a dope addict can get Oxy, I could get Oxy Dilaudid. I was prescribed it. So yeah, it's any addict that can get that over tar or heroin or whatever, they much prefer the pills. It's just so expensive.
In Texas, is it tar also? It's not China White there?
No, nothing. It all comes, a couple of my friends, one of our mutual friends that we know, Bostin, it's all tar here.
Interesting. I saw China White in LA before.
Like I don't even know. Like one of our mutual friends, me and Armand's mutual friends, he was the one that was getting the Nubain prescribed to him. I don't even know how it was prescribed anymore.
Same doc. He was going to the same doc. I sent him to the doctor to get just normal tests and stuff, and I had Nubain, and we had a group of us. We were all using Nubain before our leg workouts, and then he went off and I, used it, but I had a prescription for it. And then he got a prescription, and then the doctor, he cut us off all at once. He was in some sort of trouble with some other thing, so he couldn't do any sort of prescriptions anymore. So that led to we went to a pain specialist. We asked for Nubain. They're like, no, I can't prescribe that, but here's Dilaudid, 100 times stronger.
Wow.
No problem. Here's Dilaudid.
Yeah, I've tried Dilaudid before once. It's a very powerful drug. Very powerful, very dangerous. By the way, for the audience that we're talking like just as between us, but for the audience to know, if you're younger than us, my biggest piece of advice for you: never use an opiate unless you're in the care of a doctor and you're really in pain. Because that's why the other reason I've never really abused these drugs, because I know one day I'm going to be in a painful illness and I need to be able to relieve the pain and not start with a tolerance to the thing. You know what I mean? And opioid receptors, they downregulate as a consequence of agonism. So you're always going to chase the magic dragon. They downregulate. That's how they work. Some receptors don't. They upregulate.
A Norco is an oxy, right?
No.
I just realized that Norcos are opiates. For some reason, I was thinking there's some other thing.
No, they're not.
What's a Norco? Is it an opiate?
That's like a that's like a hydrocodone.
Okay, Armand, can you tell us one more thing? Though this one I'm curious about. Have you ever tried codeine cough syrup? And why do rappers like that so much more than opiates and shit like that? I've tried it before, like but not enough to know, and I'm not really into opiates.
That's like 1/10 as strong as, that's like 1/50 as strong as an oxy. It's just like their little thing. They like to,
because cool, it's light. They don't get sick from it.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, they're not. It's not. That's not hardcore.
Interesting. Okay, I didn't realize that.
But,
I tried it. I tried it once because of the rappers. I was like, this is like 10 years ago. I was like, I want to see what this thing does. So I got myself 2 cups. And I got myself like a Sprite or whatever, and I put it in there. And I remember I was watching TV. This was probably the first time I tried an opiate. And I drank a little bit of it, and then I was like watching TV, and then suddenly I realized I hadn't moved for like 45 minutes. And I was like,
that's the promethazine in it that makes you all sleepy.
Yeah, I hadn't moved. I just like froze down. It was very interesting. I was so relaxed. And then I like went to sleep. Then my girlfriend at the time was like watching me while I was sleeping. She just thought I was gonna like something would like I OD'd or something. I was like, no, I'm just sleepy. I just had 2 sips, but it was very people shouldn't use that either. Just for people to know, those create withdrawals as well.
Those are like $500 go from the street now. A bottle, $500 a bottle of that stuff.
Is tramadol considered an opiate?
It is an opiate. But it's an unusual opiate. It agonizes.
It doesn't really make you that high feeling, though.
No, it's a weak opiate with a serotonergic effect as well.
Okay.
So that's what.
It's funny. Dan Duchesne did an article, how to come off Nubain with tramadol. Like, look it up.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah. Dan was way ahead of his time,
Yeah. And I did it, and it worked. It did work for Nubain.